don't really want to like start off with any funny intros or anything weird, you know what I mean? I genuinely want to just start off being, you know, football fan to football fan. Because whether you're a Liverpool fan or whatnot, you cannot watch the end of that game. And, you know, if you're not going to shed a tear, then you can't, you know, your jaw would have been dropped. I genuinely don't know what to say. I've just finished watching the game. I've just finished the watch along on the channel. Shout out to everyone who tunes in as always. Sitting there, 90 minutes have been played, 92, 93 minutes have gone by. And I'm there basically saying, listen, top four's done and we're lucky enough to even still be in the top four race. And I still stand by that, very much certainly. I still stand by the fact that, listen, top four, it just shouldn't be a thing. And thankfully, due to other teams' poor performances, we're still in that race. I was thinking on the corner, who's actually going to be a threat? Who's actually going to be a threat from this corner? Because, yes, Alisson's, you know, he's tall and stuff. You don't expect him to come up with the athleticism like that, though. Seriously. Like, mate, like, you know, in 2 days, 3 days' time, I'm going to be able to talk about that, like, in a sick way. Like, yeah, lad, that's what Alisson does. Right now, it's coming up on the screen again. He runs up to the pitch. And it's weird, maybe. It kind of looks like, to me as well, the West Brom players don't give him a hell of a lot of notice. It's like he gets there last minute, and then next thing you know, it's actually kind of poor defending. They give him all the space in the world. But the header that you get right there, the connection, the fact it was on target, listen, we can't dispute that. His first shot, only shot probably of the season, probably of his Liverpool career. And he gets it in the back of the net. It's one of his first shots, I can tell you that for free. And you can't undermine that based on the fact we don't really score many of our chances, and the players who get them are supposed to actually score goals. So, I'm just going to be honest, man. Like, I don't know if you saw my reaction, you can go and see the watch along now. And at the end, obviously, when we scored, you can see my reaction to it. YouTube can make you look silly sometimes in your dark moments and your happy moments and your emotional moments. And that's one thing I've realised. Like, there's clips that I look back on and I think, wow, gee, bloody hell, mate, you must have felt some sort of, you know, extra boost with that scream, because I scream all the time. I'm like, yes, or, you know, I'm fuming, I'm happy, or I'm emotional. And one of the things, that's my favourite moment of the season. That's my favourite moment of the season. I like, you know, it's not really hard to choose a favourite moment, but it's just, even if we get top four, that will be my favourite moment of the season. No doubt. I already know what the moment of the season is, and it's that. That's the moment of the last, well, not the last 3 seasons, because we won the Premier League and Champions League. But the reason why I love football, before I get into the player ratings, and yet the performance was not great, and to be honest with you, the VAR decision was very, very dodgy, and I feel like we'd be talking about that a lot more if Alisson never went up and scored. But quite frankly, you know, with VAR going against us so much this season for, you know, decisions that just weren't fair, I don't really care. I have no sympathy, with all due respect. What I do have sympathy for is a man like Alisson, who, going through what he's been through, I have a lot of respect for people who can go through adversity and come out on top. And it's not just this goal to why he's came out on top. Alisson came back out on top the second he came back to work. The second where you're told you can't go and see your family during these tough times because of obviously the COVID that was going on and is still going on. He's obviously got work to attend to. Liverpool at the time, we weren't really having the greatest of runs either. We desperately needed Alisson, and for him to step right back up, that was made him the champion that he already is. This goal right here, though, you know, from the run-up, the passion in the run-up to the corner, the want to get the goal. Every time Alisson runs up for the corner, you don't think he's going to score, but he wants it. So all the way from that run-up, all the way to the connection of the header. The header was beautiful. Let's not even take that away from him. That goal was actually a great goal. Let's not take away anything from the corner, because it's like Trent actually pickpocketed Alisson right there. He was like, I'm putting this ball right into this position, and Alisson, you just stay in and around that area. Just get it right in the middle. So all the way from the ball into the box, all the way to the connection to the header, all the way to the celebration, all the way till the end of the game, from when they had to kick off and then the whistle was blown pretty much straight away, all the way to Nat Phillips at literally the last tackle of the game was a header. Like, you can't write these type of things in football, and that's one of them games where that's going to go down in history for many different reasons than what it should. One, it kept us in top four, and Alisson, listen, not only did he put a good shift in defensively, thinking of him like an outfield player now, just not only did he do good in the net, actually at his job, he made some very good saves and did the basics right, which is something that he's like failed to do at times this season. It was just, it couldn't happen to a better man, is basically what I'm trying to say. And like, because I think about this a lot deeper than probably what I should. Like that, like I love football for them moments. This is why I fell in love with football. The reason why I fell in love with football dearly was Steven Gerrard. Why? Because he had a lot of great moments. The reason why I loved Phil Coutinho in the time that we was very, very shit is because Phil Coutinho was the only player that I thought was world class in our team because he was scoring world class goals and he was giving me memories. That right there is a memory. The save that he made against Napoli in the Champions League group stages. If he doesn't make that save, Napoli get a draw and they go through. All the way to the Champions League final against Spurs where he put on a man of the match performance all the way to a goal like that. That's what dreams are made of. That's what football is. And let's get right into the player ratings because I think it's suited to actually start with this man in Alisson. He gets an 11, 12, 13, 14. Give him a 20.5 out of 10. Yeah, mate, buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. Let me know what you would say for Alisson. And if I get anything less than a 10, I'm going to be fuming. Actually, before I carry on with the team, I don't think the overall performance was great. If you watched the watch along, you'll know I was very frustrated with the way the team played at moments. I don't feel like we've been moving the ball quick enough all season, but today was just an extra piss take. It was kind of like we were holding the ball and letting West Brom get 3 men around our players. Like where we were going to pass, we were letting them know where that was pretty much going to be because the amount of time we were taking. If we moved the ball a little bit quicker, we would have been able to make them a little bit more fatigued. Yes, they would have pushed back a little bit, but at the end of the day, you're putting long balls into a box where you've got a 5'7" Mo Salah, who, by the way, has a great game. You've got a 5'8" Mane, who has a shit game. And then you've got Firmino, who, yes, he's 6 foot, but he's not really one to win headers. Yes, he scored one against Man United, but that was like a header that, you know, if you get the connection, you should really score that. That being said, it's just, mate, I actually can't believe what I've just watched. But, you know, even though the performance was poor, just the fact Liverpool have been able to get that win, that's something that I care about. As long as you stay fighting, as long as all the players are switched on, and Alisson was certainly switched on, that's what I cared about more than anything. So the performance was poor, but at least now we can learn from it, but with a victory. So we don't have to suffer any consequences for what was, you know, a very average or below average performance. And West Brom played well, defended absolutely brilliantly, and caused us a lot of problems themselves. Anyway, player ratings, let's continue. Oh, mate, I need a water, man. So, left back Robertson, I'm not going to lie. Probably, what the fuck's that? Like some sort of weird thing in my mouth. Mate. Yeah. Alisson's brilliant. That's not a funny joke. Anyway, left back Robertson, I'm going to go with, I don't think he has a good game. I'm not going to lie to you. Robertson was just, he was, the first 10, 20 minutes, I thought he made like a couple of mistakes and then he didn't really want to get involved in the game. He kind of just hid away type of thing, and at the end, he tried getting more involved when we needed a goal. But between 20 minutes and 60, 70, I don't really think he was that involved. I'm going to give him a... Did I say 6? I'm going to give him much lower. I'm going to give him a 5, to be honest. I don't think he was good at all today. Now, Phillips, a bit shaky at times, but listen, what do you come to expect with a centre-back like that? He's still throwing himself into many, many challenges. Without him, it could have been much worse. I'm going to give Nat Phillips a 6.5. Not worthy of a 7, but it's not a shit performance. Again, we need to know what we expect. You can't expect, you know, Usain Bolt with one leg to still be able to run a 100-metre race in 9 seconds. It's just not realistic. That's not actually a good comparison, but it's like expecting Adrian to make world-class saves every single shot. He's just not that level. It's the same with Nat Phillips. He is just a player that, listen, he's just been rushed into it, and games like that, he will struggle. He's going to struggle in this, the highest level of English football. But he's still put in a shift, and that's why I'm going to give him a 6.5. Reece Williams, I'm going to give him the same rating. I thought for the first goal, he was very kind of, just sort of in his own world, focused on the wrong thing. That being said, he is young, and again, we need to take that into consideration. So yeah, I'll go with a 6.5 there. So our highest rating so far is a 20.5 for Alisson. Right back in Trent, this is going to be a good rating, because I thought Trent had another absolutely sublime game. I can't even talk, to be honest with you people. That game was mad. The second that goal was scored, I just had goosebumps all over my arms, and I didn't know, like, I was just screaming because I didn't know what to say or do. I was probably just going like, oh my god, like, mate, oh jeez Louise on a drumstick, I don't even know. Trent's going to get an 8.5. He has a few chances on his left foot where it's now showing me that he needs to improve on his left foot, you know, practice maybe curving the shot a little bit more. Other than that, though, mate, creativity, defensively, again, very, very solid. You know, people won't talk about it because they only want to focus on the bad things, but Trent has really been putting up a lot of fight over the past few weeks, and overall has probably been the best player in the team. Him or maybe Thiago, who also had a great game today. So I'm going to give Trent an 8.5. Midfield 3. Fabinho, I thought he was okay. There was moments where he, even though he always bosses the midfield, I think there were still moments in the game where he was just too slow on the ball. I talked about ball retention before, and we kept the ball for too long. He was a problem in that. It was like going forward. We like to rely on Fabinho to press the team high. That's not really what he done today. He held the ball a lot more, just more sideways passing. Not really what you kind of like the way like Henderson used to play, just very sideways. Not really much urgency there. So I'm going to give Fabinho 6.5. Then I'm going to give, who else played? Curtis Jones. I'm going to give Curtis a 7. He hasn't played for a while, and I thought he'd done everything he needed to well. He never really got the same sort of shots on goal that he usually gets, but he actually put a defensive shift in as well, which is why he gets the extra rating. So I'm going to give him a 7. Thiago is also going to get an 8.5. He was, mate, Thiago, right. Here's the thing about Thiago, and this is the way I see it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. He's now showing his class. When you put a world-class midfielder with a world-class midfielder, it's like 2 plus 2, it equals 4, doesn't it? Well, here we go. We're now seeing that same thing. When you put Thiago around good players, he's going to play well. It's not one of them things where you put him in a team with fucking an inconsistent midfield, a team that's not really playing together, and then he just fits right in. Even with a good midfield, to expect him to just jump right in there and be world-class, obviously he's Thiago, but still, now we're seeing what he can actually offer to this team, and today he was immense, defensively, offensively, passing the ball, moving it about, skipping away from plays. Unbelievable all-round performance. In fact, I'll give Thiago a 9. Front 3, Mane. How he played the full 90 minutes there, I'm absolutely gobsmacked by. But one thing I did like between both Mane and Salah, so I'll do these as a pair, is the fact he linked up a lot more. I don't know if you saw this. I thought one player had a very good game and another had a very average game, but when it actually came to them two linking up with each other, that was dangerous. Honestly, it was kind of like they went sort of 2 strikers and Firmino played the cam. Kind of like how we always play, but they were sort of more narrow and involving each other more. It's like Jurgen's just gone, honestly, if you involve each other more, we could probably get more results. And that first goal from Salah was absolutely insane. Salah gets a 9, by the way. He was just start to finish a constant threat, and that's what you want in a team that hasn't really got much threats. Mane, however, I'm going to give him a 6. Got the assist for the goal. Then he actually created a chance for Firmino a little bit later that Firmino actually really should have scored. He hit the post. But other than that, just made so many bad decisions that actually went against us and probably stopped us from getting another goal. He also missed a great chance early in the first half, so that's why he gets a 6. And maybe I'm being actually nice there. But he did get an assist, so I'll let him off. Man like Mini Sadio, where is he? Where's Mini Sadio? I can't find it. There he is, man like Mini Sadio, my G. Get good though. Anyway, Firmino, I'm going to say 5.5. I don't think he played well, to be honest. Times where he was just holding the ball for too long, not releasing it soon enough. He had a few chances. He should have scored that one where he hit the post. He had all the space in the world in the net and didn't take it, but it is what it is. And then I'll rate the manager as well, because even though we got a 2-1 win, let's not forget we didn't play great today, and Jurgen didn't really make any use of his substitutions. He didn't bring on Origi when we desperately needed a goal. Alisson scored, and that's Alisson's moment. That Jurgen never made that decision, and he knows that. Of course he does. But to not bring on Origi when it's about giving yourself the best possible chance, I don't think that was the smartest move. He brought on Shaqiri, and he was all right for Curtis Jones. But other than that, I can't really think of much Klopp did right today. But you have got to bear in mind, I don't want to keep bringing up injuries. He hasn't got a hell of a lot of options, and if he doesn't invest into Origi and he doesn't want to play him, then that just means we need a new striker. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'm sorry if I've been sort of stumbling over my words. When I see games like that and moments like that, I can be in entertainer mode, but it's just one of them where emotion takes over, doesn't it? So talking about Alisson, man, I don't know, I'm going to be thinking about that for the rest of my day, and I'm very, very happy that happened, because regardless what happens now, I'm just so happy that that moment right there was something that we could get to see. But anyway, I'm going to end the video there. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, and only if you enjoyed, then smash a like and subscribe to James Redmond TV if you haven't already. But again, only if you enjoyed the content. Shout out to everyone who's always supporting. I love every single one of you. Big up to Alisson. May his father rest in peace. And I'll see you all later.